Yeah,
Yeah.
I always like clothing, and all, but then we would meet weekly in different churches and have meetings, and we had lots of speakers that came in.
So how many times did Dr. King came to Gaston, you think?
Well, I remember him coming when we were in jail. And I remember him coming to speak one time. He was supposed to come speak another time, and he didn't show. And I don't know, something happened. But he sent his brother. I forget what his brother
AC King.
AC, is he the one that...
AD King.
AD King.
That's right.
All right, he sent him to speak, and he did speak. And he left and went back afterwards. But about a week or two later, he got drowned in Florida. I don't know what was behind it, but it was in a swimming pool. He was drowned about 2 or 3 weeks after he spoke with us somewhere in Florida.
Wow.
And then another fellow that was very interested in it that I worked along with was Andrew Young. And he was there. And he would stay there. And he would go around, with us and tell us how to run the voters' office. I tell you where we had the meetings all the time after we left the churches. It was in the upstairs of Dr. Stewart's office. You know where Dr. Stewart's office is?
Right.
On
Used to
Meekin
be the
and
Skyliner.
The Skyliner. And that's where we had our office set up. And we had quite a few young girls in there doing our typing, and I was up there helping doing daily. I was there daily with them, and we were contacting the people in Gaston and writing letters to them and going to get them and talking them until getting, registered to vote. And we did register quite a few people during that period.
Yeah. Well, and I also know that that your former daughter-in-law brother was one of the civil rights leaders, James Meredith.
Oh, yes, James Meredith.
Your son married James Meredith's sister.
Yes, and James is still, I see James nearly every year that I go to Mississippi. He's still there. In fact, he's speaking the last of this month in Boston at Harvard University, and I've been asked to go to that. They're supposed to pick me up, but I don't think I want to ride that far in the car.
Okay.
I'm a little old for that.
Well, great. Anything you just want to share, in closing remarks?
Well, I want to say this, that I did, when I went to Dorchester to that school, and stayed down there for 10 days, I wasn't arrested, but I was stopped in Macon, Georgia for speeding, and I was fined a fine, and I carried it on down to the place, and the SCLC paid my fine for me, and that was only that. But I was not arrested, but I was ticketed for speeding, and I had 5 people in the car with me. That was who went with me down there to take these classes. And after then, when they had the march on Selma, I went to Montgomery, and I spent the night on the lawn of a hospital out on Fairview. I forget the name of it, St. Joseph Hospital or something. And with a whole crowd of people, just different ones.
So y'all just camped out?
We camped out there until the group came from Selma, and during that march on the Capitol in Montgomery, I was in that march.
Wow.
And we marched on the courthouse that morning. They
At
came
the state
in,
capitol.
And we joined the march from Selma and marched in there. And the reason I didn't go because I had a cold about a week before that time happened, and I was afraid that I might not be able to make it because it rained during that time too.
Right.
So I didn't think I was able to go into that.
Okay.
My husband decided, no, you can go to the march, but you can't march from Selma.
Okay. Well, great. Well, thank you.
But let me tell you this too. 2 years ago, I went to Prattville, Alabama, to see my sister. And on the way to Mississippi, every time I'd go by to see her, I would take this little Highway 14 and go to Meridian. Well, you have to go through Selma. And that bridge that was called the Bloody Sunday or whatever they call it.
Edmunds Pettus Bridge.
We had to cross that. But when we let the people at the hospital know that we were going to Selma, they informed us, if you're going down through this way, fill your tank with gas now. And when you go through this highway, don't stop nowhere down in there to get any gas because they're not too friendly with you yet.
Okay.
So we kept straight through. But they said they're not really friendly going through there now.
Mm-hmm. Even now?
Even now. That's what I've been told. But,
wow.
Because
wow.
we did just what they said.
That's amazing.
We just kept going.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate what you did for us, for all people.
Can I say one little thing?
Absolutely.
I don't want to impose on you. But after all these years of what they did to us during that time, in 1988, I got a certificate from Edgewater County, about that wide and about that tall. Big certificate. Thanking me for my work during the time and working with the
voters registration
and the things that was pertaining to how Martin Luther King was teaching the people to be, and the help that I was to Edgewater County. But
wow.
To think that one time, because I was trying to get it, I was thrown in jail.
Right.
They sent me a thank you certificate.
Wow.
And it was signed by 5 of the leading members at the courthouse from Edgewater County.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, rightfully so. And if it wasn't for the movement, we wouldn't be here today.
Oh, no.
Absolutely.
No.
So we appreciate the work and all of those foot soldiers, as you were, in the movement. And I'm just blessed by God to have a matriarch like you in the family who fought for the freedom of all people, not just black folk, because poor folk also suffered in that movement. And so we appreciate the work that you've done.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.